Alright, today I'm going to be talking about Google. According to the Google team in 2012, everything you've ever searched on Google, YouTube, or written in your Gmail is all accessible to Google. I mean, think about what you've put on the internet. Here is Andrew, my husband's dashboard on Google, and that just kind of shows you what Google is willing to let you know that they know about you. And so I'll just kind of pass that around so everybody can look at it. But the amount of information Google collects is dangerous and needs to be handled with extreme caution and care. Information is power, and Google knows all about you. First, I will discuss how Google has blatantly disregarded their privacy policy. Then I will talk about how privacy laws cannot keep up with the changing technology. And then finally, I will show how Google's knowledge may be useful, but is it worth it? First, let's examine how Google has recently redone their privacy policy. Just last week, an article was written by Nick Farrell claiming that Google was planting secret cookies to bypass technology designed to allow for anonymous browsing, right after redoing their privacy policy to make it simpler and easier to understand. And this is not the first time that Google has been caught doing something fishy. In a 2012 article written by David Streetfield, in 2010, Google's StreetCam was caught collecting information off of unencrypted networks or home computers just as they were driving through the neighborhood, photographing for their street view. What can be done when one of the companies we rely on the most betrays our trust? Not only have they done so already, not much can be done about it. Also, according to David Streetfield, privacy laws and wiretapping statutes are of little guidance because they have not kept pace with the lightning speed of technology. Google's recent privacy change was made to allow it to combine all of its information into one big bucket, said Kashmir Hill. This is allowing for them to proceed with their Google Now project. What happens when the laws protecting you are insufficient? We rely on the people who have all of this information to keep our best interests at heart. But what happens when your best friend knows your deepest, darkest secret? She may keep it, she may not. The point is you're vulnerable to her knowledge. And while Google knowing everything about us may be really handy, is it worth giving up our privacy? Google Now may sound like the best thing that ever happened to your phone. It's all it can do, like checking traffic and weather, all without you even asking it to. But it can also learn things about you, like where you live, where you work, who your favorite sports teams are. So not only does Google have access to all the information we put in when we use their services, it's also going to be actively learning about us every day. And what's it going to do with all of the information they're going to learn about us? Besides selling to advertisers, well, we can only guess. But how long can Google safely guard all of our information that they have stored? Even if Google really does have the best intentions, all it takes is an accident. And Google may be made up of geniuses, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't be held accountable for our information. The amount of information Google collects and should be handled with extreme caution and care. Just because privacy laws cannot keep up with changing technology and Google's knowledge is useful, doesn't mean we should let them get away with blatantly disregarding their own privacy policy. Never wholeheartedly trust someone with your extremely personal information. And that is